Welcome back, everybody. Of course, Sport Federation TV, we keep talking about sport in the province. And, well, you will know that over the last couple of months, as we have been doing, is we've been profiling boxing, Western Cape boxing, open boxing. And it wasn't so long ago, of course, that in Ottery at the Vibrant Boxing Centre here in Cape Town, there was the Elite Boxing Championships and Open Boxing Championships, Western Cape Boxing Championships. Well, there's another big event coming up now. It's the South African Boxing Championships, where the competitors that have come through the ranks are going to have an opportunity to showcase their talents. And on the line with me now is the current heavyweight champion, Edin de Toit. Edin, welcome to Sport Federation TV, meneer. How things you?
Everything's great. Thank you for having me.
Edin, first time for us to have you on the show. Heavyweight boxing champion, not only in the Western Cape, but also South African heavyweight boxing champion. Have I got that right?
Yes, I went to the Nationals back in 2018, where I won gold and qualified for 2019 as well. But there I actually had a finger injury, which stopped me from going. But yes, till this far, champion.
So how long have you been boxing?
I actually started boxing when I was around 5 or 6 years old. Funny story, me and my dad watched the Rocky movies, and I just fell in love with the sport. And ever since then, I started fighting and enjoying the sport.
Well, that was going to be my question. And my next question was like, how did you get into it? So you've been boxing for quite a long time. I mean, that's but I think for most people that are watching right now, you're only 16 years old.
Yes, I'm only 16.
So you're coming up against and you're competing in the heavyweight open section as well.
Yeah, the important thing is the Elite Championships, there was also a youth category, which I think is 16 to 17 years old.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that's where I'm competing at the Nationals coming up in October.
So how much training do you do in a week? I mean, we know that boxing is probably one of the most underestimated fitness sports. The amount of training that we see boxers doing today, from gym work, as we can see with your gym in the background there, gym work, fitness work, bag work, skipping sessions, running work. I mean, it's a tremendous amount of fitness for a boxer.
It really is. And if you want to be the best, you need to train as if you are the best. We all do tremendous amount of training. The coming week, we're going to start the camp where the goal is to train every day about 3 sessions, morning cardio sessions to cut the weight, of course. And that could vary from rowing, bag work, skipping, running, bike work. And then after school, obviously, I would do weight training, strength training. And then later the evenings, I would have boxing training specifically focused on skill set and artery, whatever, sparring as well, and all of that. So we try to train a few times a day. And as I said, if you want to be the best, you have to train as if you are the best.
What are you making of the other competitors around the country at the moment? I mean, you're obviously South Africa's #1. How are the other provinces doing?
You know, they talk about Eastern Cape as the boxing capital of South Africa. So they are not to be underestimated at all, because KwaZulu-Natal is a strong province as well, Gauteng. But Western Province, I feel strong about my team. I believe we have the capacity to take gold. And especially in my weight category, I wouldn't underestimate anyone. I mean, at my age, being over 85 kilograms, you have to be strong, you have to be fit. So that being said, I'm going to train as if I'm fighting the best.
So you're over 85 kilos. We know that you've probably got to do a little bit of cutting then for your event. For sure. that's coming up. You are skilled at rowing, skilled at skipping, skilled at running, bag work. There must be a lot of other sport codes that are begging you to join them.
Yeah, actually, I mean, so I've competed at swimming, and I still play rugby at school, at Stellenberg High School. I did cross country as well and athletics. I ran the 3,000 meters, but ever since I gained a bit of weight, I can't compete there anymore. So I'm going to focus primarily on boxing for the remaining of the year.
Do you think that boxing is your future passion?
I definitely think I stand a chance. I mean, considering I've been boxing since 5 or 6 years old, I mean, all it takes is the commitment, the discipline, and the dream. If you want to reach a point in the sport, you have to have the hunger. I mean, you have to look in someone's eyes and you could see that they want to be the best. And as I've said, if you want to be the best, you want to reach a point in the sport where you can look back at yourself and say you are the best. You truly have to believe that. And I believe I have that.
What's your best memory so far in the boxing space? Because what you're telling me is inspirational. And of course, if anyone's watched the Rocky movies, you can only walk out of a Rocky movie and say, well, I want to start hitting the bag.
No, for sure. I think one of my best memories was I had my first fight when I was about 7 years old, and I had a losing streak. I mean, you get into that sport, you get into the ring for the first time. It's not the easiest thing to do. And coming back from that, I think that's what makes you a boxer and a fighter as well. And my best memory was that first fight I won. I was about 10, 11 years old. TKO. It was very lovely memory to look back on.
Tell us a little bit about your weight. You're weighing 85 kilograms now. When we talk about boxing in the boxing space, people talk about things like bantamweights and welterweights and so on. Heavyweights is, of course, the one is the top of the pile. I mean, those are the big guys. This is where in fact, that's where boxing used to be, is the big names, the Muhammad Ali's and the Mike Tysons and the George Foremans. These are the big names. And that today, of course, people are looking at the likes of Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather in a lighter weight space. But you really are playing now in the big leagues.
Yeah, I mean, at youth level, super heavyweight is 91 kilograms and up, and that was actually where I was competing. And we decided to go down because there isn't a lot of competition at super heavyweight. And I believe that the future of heavyweight boxing is something I want to influence. I mean, you look at the lesser weights, bantamweight, welterweight, and you see the skill set, and you immediately think of heavyweight boxers as, slow, not that fit, not that skilled. And I believe that I could contribute to that and be a faster heavyweight, more skills, better skill set, fitter, and all of that, like Muhammad Ali and Foreman, bring back the old heavyweights.
If you talk about those big names, other than someone that we see in a movie, who are the big names that you aspire to? Are there some boxers out there in the pro circuit that we might see on TV whose style of boxing you like?
It's actually funny. As I said, I do appreciate Mayweather, and I know he's not a heavyweight boxer, but I admire his skill and I admire his defense, and I believe what I want to see myself as is a heavyweight Mayweather, doing the shoulder roll and the skill set and the defense of a lighter boxer. So I would say Mayweather, but the names like Mike Tyson, very much inspirational, Tyson Fury as well, Wilder, a lot of good boxers to look up to.
Some new names, of course, coming through the ranks now. Have you got any? You talk about your love for boxing. Of course, we're talking here at the moment about amateur boxing, which is part of the Sanabo structure, open boxing. Have you got pictures for the future of maybe pro boxing?
My goal for the future is to hopefully compete at the next Olympic Games or the Commonwealth Games. I feel that as an amateur boxer, I see potential there, and I would very much enjoy getting gold at the Olympics. And after then, we only see what the road will take me. If that is pro or retiring, then we'll have to wait and see.
Long way to go. You've still got your whole future ahead of you, many, many years, as long as you're just enjoying every minute and smiling and loving it. Edin, it's been fantastic chatting with you. We're looking forward to finding out how it goes. We know that it's the SA Champs then on the 6th to 9th of October. And I'm sure that that there's going to be some competitors around the country wondering if they are going to be able to have the ability to step in the ring with you.
Thank you very much for having me. I appreciate it.
There we go, folks. Edin du Toit, 16 years old, heavyweight boxing champion. And wow, an unbelievable track record so far. Can you imagine being the heavyweight boxing champion for South Africa at the age of 16? Going on to defend the title and compete in the SA Championships then on between the 6th and the 9th of October right here in Cape Town. That is absolutely incredible. Edin, to you and the team, well done, and we'll of course keep following the progress as we profile many more boxers here on the show. Folks, we'll wrap it up then this evening. We'll say to all of you good night and have a safe and enjoyable sporting weekend. Bye-bye.